Welcome to the Game Week 23 team selection video. So if you're new to the channel around here, I'm going to go through my goalkeeper, then my defence, then my midfield, then my attack, and then on to my sub bench, and then justify why I chose every player. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So the first player on my team is the goalkeeper, the Wolves goalkeeper, Jota. So he's managed to pick up an astonishing 24 points in his last 4 matches. And you may think, well, were they against easy sides? No, they weren't. In that time, he played Southampton, Man United, Chelsea, Brighton. And then also, if you add in the 5th match, he got 28 points. And in that match, he played Man City. So in that time, Wolves have only conceded 2 goals, and they've kept clean sheets against the likes of Chelsea, against the likes of Brighton, and against the likes of Man United. So they are a top-class outfit. And this week, they played Brentford, a team who aren't in the best of form at the moment. They didn't offer anything against Liverpool. They lost 4-1 to Southampton, and all you can really see there is a Wolves win and a Wolves clean sheet. So the first player in my defence is João Cancelo. So João Cancelo has got an astonishing 41 points in his last 5 game weeks. 41 points. In that time, he's got 2 assists. He's got an assist against Chelsea, got an assist against Newcastle, scored against Newcastle as well. He's getting clean sheets in there as well. Man City are a top-class side. And one thing about João Cancelo is that he will rarely ever be dropped. He can play left back, he can play right back, so he's literally got 2 places in the team where he can go. He's a quality player. Man City are a quality team, and this week they play Southampton. Although Southampton have sort of picked up form of late, they got that great win against Brentford, I'd see them struggling to stop Man City because they are such a world-class side. So the next player in my defence is Costa. So Costa, he's a brilliant asset, but at the same time he is a rotation risk. When he plays, he's completely worth his money. He's 3.7 million. He's on corners, he's on set pieces, and he gets forward for Liverpool. But like I said, he always has that trouble whether he will start or whether he will not start. Andy Robertson's played, I think, the last 3 matches on the bounce, or the last 4 matches on the bounce. And Liverpool play Arsenal in the Carabao Cup on Thursday. So whoever starts that match, I think will not start on the weekend. So let's say Robertson starts against Arsenal on Thursday, then I think Tsimikas will start on the weekend, and vice versa. But hopefully Robertson plays, Liverpool get the job against Arsenal because I am a Liverpool fan, and then Tsimikas plays against Crystal Palace on the weekend. He's a brilliant player. Like I've said, he's on corners, he's on set piece, he gets forward a lot for Liverpool as well. And yeah, you kind of want him in, especially when he plays Crystal Palace. And no disrespect to Crystal Palace, like they're not a bad outfit at all. They got a manager who plays an attractive brand of football, they can score goals, but the problem with them is they concede quite a few here and there. They have a bit of a leaky defence. And Liverpool, you would hope, want to close that gap to Man City as much as they can, and maybe Tsimikas will be involved with that this weekend against Palace. So the final player in my defence is Cucurella. So I brought him in a couple of weeks ago. He hasn't really done too much for me so far. He's only picked up 4 points, but at this moment of recording, there's still a match to play for Brighton, I think, which will be included in his double game week, so hopefully he can get more points there. But he is a brilliant asset. He literally plays every match for Brighton. Like, the lad doesn't miss a match. 90 minutes week in, week out. He plays on that left-hand side. He can create. Yes, he hasn't created loads this season, but when I've watched him, he always plays well. He tries to get himself into good positions. And also, Brighton have a pretty tight defence, so they don't concede too many too. And this weekend, he plays, not Leicester, he plays, hold on a minute. Yeah, sorry, he plays Leicester. Yeah, he plays Leicester this weekend. A team who have been a bit hit and miss this season. They picked up great results. Obviously, they beat Liverpool, which was really annoying for me. But yeah, they beat Liverpool. They've done well in quite a few matches. They scored, I think, 4 against Man City. But they do concede quite a few here and there. Yes, they've been missing a lot of their key personnel in defence, but still, they haven't been quite at their best this season, like we've seen them in the last couple of seasons, where they've been in and around the top 4. But competition has increased, and 2, like I've said, they've been missing a lot of players. So hopefully Cucurella can do something against Leicester, whether it be an attacking return or keeping a clean sheet. So now we move on to the midfield, and the first player in my midfield is the Crystal Palace midfielder, Conor Gallagher. So Conor Gallagher, he is a brilliant player. He literally scores and assists all the time for Palace. Like, it almost feels like a game doesn't go by where Conor Gallagher isn't involved with a goal or an assist. He come back from his COVID absent and scored against Brighton. Brilliant goal as well. Took it really well. I think it was like the outside of his boot, bang, in the back of the net. Brilliant quality goal that was. He's got a number of double-digit hauls this season. Got that double-digit haul against Everton where he scored absolute beauty. He got double-digit haul against Wolves and against Man City as well, and also against West Ham earlier on in the season. So that's 4 double-digit hauls for Conor Gallagher already. He's a brilliant player. I think he's Palace's top goal scorer and possibly Palace's top assister as well. So literally the lad is involved with all the goals. And yes, it will be a tough match for them this weekend against Liverpool, but you never know. He might do something. He may pop up with a goal or an assist or whip one in the top corner. Who knows? But yeah, he's my first midfielder. And the next midfielder is Bernardo Silva. So he's an interesting one because I may look at getting rid of him soon because he kind of has gone off the boil, really. Yes, Kevin De Bruyne has been brilliant and he's the next player on my team, but almost Kevin De Bruyne coming back into that midfield has limited the amount of opportunities Bernardo Silva has to get forward. Like now he doesn't get us forward as much as he used to, and he's blanked in his last, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches, which isn't great at all. But you never know. He may pop up with a goal or assist here and there. And also, what's a positive is Pep Guardiola is still playing this lad. Yes, the Champions League hasn't rolled around yet, and he may get rested. But at the moment, he seems to be playing 90 minutes week in, week out. 90 minutes against Arsenal, 90 minutes against Brentford, 90 minutes against Chelsea, 90 minutes against Leicester, 90 minutes against Newcastle. And yeah, so literally those matches there, he literally plays 90 minutes week in, week out. So he's always a threat. But like I've said, De Bruyne seems to have almost occupied that more advanced role. And then we'll move on to him now. So yeah, here's my captain this week. He plays Southampton. Man City plays Southampton. That should be a walk in the park for them. Kevin De Bruyne, been in brilliant form recently. He got a goal against Chelsea. And before that, he blanked against Arsenal, which wasn't great. But then before that, he got himself 8 points against Brentford and 7 points against Leicester. And then if you go back 2 weeks ago, before that, he got 16 points against Leeds. So this lad has been in brilliant form this season. Yes, he was injured at the start, but he's come back from that injury and he is high-flying and he is, oh, well, on his day, arguably the best player in the Premier League. Yes, you may think I'm a Liverpool fan and will say Salah, and I probably will just, but when they're both at their best, there isn't much difference between the two. They're both quality assets. But yeah, he's a brilliant player. He literally plays 90 minutes week in, week out as well. He came off against Chelsea in the 83rd minute. I don't think that was to do with any injuries or anything. I didn't watch the game, but he's probably just being rested because the game was done and dusted then. But yeah, he's a brilliant player. Sticking the captain's armband on him. Not really any debate who to give the armband to. I could have given the armband to Jota, but I gave that to him last week and he didn't really offer too much against Brentford. And I think Palace are a better team as well. So I'm not going to give that to him this week, but instead De Bruyne. So the next player on my team is Rafinha. So who is an absolute quality player. Honestly, bar Salah, I don't think there is a better player in the Premier League on that right-hand side. He's got a brilliant left foot. He can score free kicks. He almost scored one on the weekend against West Ham. He can whip beautiful balls into the box. He's on penalties. He's on corners. Like, what is there that this man can't do? He can take on his man as well, and he's a beautiful finisher too. He's a brilliant player. Also, he's going to start every week for Leeds. You know that. 90 minutes week in, week out. If Leeds really want to cement their position in the Premier League this season and not get relegated, this man has got to be fit, firing, scoring goals. But yeah, he's a quality asset. He came off against, and he didn't come off, sorry, but he got an assist against West Ham on the weekend. Brilliant result for Leeds. Before that, he only got 2 points, not too great. But then before that, he got a goal against Arsenal, nothing against Man City. But then he got a goal against Chelsea. He got himself an assist against Leeds. Got himself the goal as well against Palace. Did I just say assist against Leeds? I meant assist against Brentford. But what I'm trying to say is he scores goals. He gets assists. He is a brilliant player, and he is probably, if not, Leeds' best player. It's between him and Calvin Phillips, but I'll probably tip it to Rafinha after his form this season. And he plays Newcastle this weekend, which is a easy fixture, I would say. As much as Newcastle do look better with the likes of Trippier and Wood on their side, yes, I haven't really watched them, so I can't really judge, but they're probably bound to be better with those two players in. I see a Leeds win. I think they're going to have too much for Newcastle on the weekend, as well as it is being at Ellen Road. And yeah, the final player in my midfield is Diogo Jota. So usually Diogo Jota is a free-scoring, goal-scoring machine. He gets loads of goals, but he has blanked in the last couple of matches for Liverpool. Didn't pick up anything against Leicester. Got an assist against Chelsea, which wasn't really an assist, but he got an assist points. I mean, he didn't do really anything against Brentford. But, you know, Salah and Mane are out at AFCON. This lad is literally a shoe into the team. There's no question that he's going to start against Crystal Palace, providing he's fit. And although Crystal Palace are a decent side, they can get caught open in defence. Like, their defence isn't watertight. Score a lot of goals at the other end, but can see quite a few at that end. And hopefully Jota can profit that on the weekend. He's due a goal. He hasn't scored in, 3 matches? And if you include Arsenal, then that makes 4. So you kind of think, well, it's only 4 matches. But Diogo Jota, he's such a clinical finisher. He scores so many goals for Liverpool. He's the second top goal scorer in the league. You expect him to be scoring every match or every couple of matches. So yeah, he is a brilliant asset. And I'm going to give him the vice-captain's armband just in case De Bruyne doesn't play for any particular reason. But without further ado, let's get right into the final bit of my team, the strike force. So my 2 strikers are Harry Kane and Mikel Antonio. So Harry Kane plays Chelsea, and that will be a tough fixture for Tottenham, but Antonio Conte has got them playing football. They're playing a good brand of football at the moment. Yes, they're not playing the most expansive brand of football, but they're getting points on the board. Conte, yeah, he sits in a lot with his teams. He doesn't just park the bus all match. He does allow them to go on the counter-attack and score some goals and stuff. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is Tottenham are looking better than they did under Nuno, and Harry Kane is slowly starting to get into a bit of form as well. And maybe he will do something against Chelsea, who knows. Chelsea are, I would say, probably out the title race, but you never know. They can put up a fight, but Harry Kane on his day, he's one of the best strikers in Europe, and he may get a goal or assist against Chelsea. And like I've said, the final player being Mikel Antonio, he sort of picked up his form of late. He's got himself 11 points. Look here, 16, 21 points in his last 5 game weeks. Decent return there, considering before that he literally blanked in nearly every one of his game weeks. So that's great there for Mikel Antonio. He seems to have hit a purple patch in form. And although they're playing Man United, and that's a red fixture on here, I don't know why, I still think they could easily go and score a hatful against them. Man United are a pretty poor side, and West Ham are one of the best sides in the league. And when you've got the likes of Jared Bowen, Said Benrahma, if he's playing, if he's not AFCON, Pablo Fornals, Manuel Lanzini, Mikel Antonio, you're going to score goals. So that's why he's in my team. And the bench is Guaita, Ben Johnson, Tyreek Mitchell, and then Locadia, but Locadia has moved away from Brighton. So we've only got 3 players on the bench. Guaita will come in for Sa if need be. Johnson may come in for Tsimikas because, you know, he's a rotation risk. And Tyreek Mitchell's just there in case, yeah, any of them don't come on. But yeah, that is my team right there, guys. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. And if you are a regular around here, you have noticed I have changed the setup. I thought I'd go with something different. I've been literally sat in that chair recording videos for the past year. I've done about 100 videos in that chair. I thought I would change the way I do things and stand up and said. It adds a different dynamic. But yeah, thank you for watching the video, guys. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. And if you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button too. And I'll catch you in the next one.